All right, this has been one of the longer videos, so bear with me. But here I have two items loaded. I've got one that's very basic, very plain, that's going to help us look at what needs supports and what probably doesn't. The other item has something very complex that will definitely need support. So we're going to walk through some printing things. So click in the top right, and this is where I'm going to have my printing options. Once again, I'm looking at my quality of the print. I can choose different profiles if you create those. And then I also want to choose my infill. 20 to 15 to 20% is pretty standard for most things. Gradual infill, it gives you this nice box on the left that says gradual infill will gradually increase the amount of infill towards the top. So as it gets to the top, it's going to increase the infill. Then I have supports. This is really what it's important to know about is what items are going to need supports, what won't. There are test prints you can do to determine the I don't exactly know the amount of curve that your printer can support and what they can print. And there's also adhesion, but we're going to need supports. So I'm going to go ahead and check that box because our sunflower here is going to definitely need supports. The next part is adhesion, enabling a printing a brim or raft. The raft I feel is one of the most important things that I print in every print. It prints down a thin layer of plastic, and then it prints on top of that. So when I go to scrape it off or peel it off, it doesn't damage my item, and it just has a little bit of waste. Now, if those features are all good with you and you're done with that, you can click slice, and that will then take you to the next screen. And I'm going to do that now because I don't want to. This is the basic view of this, and I can get back more into the advanced part of the custom part. But so I click slice. Computer's going to do its work. Program's going to go through slicing this. What it's doing is it's looking at the levels that it's going to create as it goes through our 3D print here. And it's designing that G code that it's going to export to the printer. So just a few more seconds here. You can see it working the bottom left there. You can still move things around and kind of look where you're at because it's going to be fun to see what supports it puts on our sunflower here, as that's the major problem it's working through right now. It's building all the different supports it's going to need. It will be also good to see if it does put supports on the funnel, which should not require any supports to print. All right, that part is finished now here. Now on the bottom right, you can see it's going to take 20 hours and 8 minutes. It will also use 118 grams of filament, about roughly 39.45 meters of filament. So quite a bit of filament used for this. And now I can click preview. I can click it here at the bottom right, or I can click preview up here at the top. If I click preview either place, right, it takes you here. Now here's where it's going to show you the layers that are being done. In red, all right, in red, that is our filament being laid down. All right, we can change the color scheme. I can see up here, that is the shell. That's the shell of our filament in red there. In this other blue color, those are our helpers. That's our supports. Okay, it's still going to print filament there, but that's what's going to be used to support this crazy looking thing. Now notice it did put a little bit of filament here to support our funnel, but I think this would be just fine. Based on the angle of our funnel, I think that would be just fine to print without supports. So if I didn't like this and I didn't want to print this, I can go back to prepare. I click prepare, and it's back to normal again, and I can try this over again. So I can say, don't put supports down, and let's slice that. You'll notice the slicing will go much faster here. Okay, but if we were to keep this print and actually send it to the printer, I know our little friend here, the sunflower, would definitely not make it. It would not work out. Notice the timing has changed. We've lost 13 hours of print time. So if I click preview now it shows me exactly what it's going to print. Notice there's no supports. The turquoise color we see here in the bottom, that blue color, that is the raft or the brim that's going to print first. All right. So if I feel like that's a good spot, I can click save to disk. And then now I take this and I save it to either my jump drive, or I can, if my printer is connected, I can send it directly to my printer from this.